It's really a pleasure to be here and to have the opportunity to provide these general remarks to motivate for your participation in this very important event organized by the CISDL, the University of Cambridge, and others. I also congratulate the participants from different regions and countries, and I hope that this could be a very good opportunity for you to not only to learn, but also to share your experience and your views on the international environmental law and in the biodiversity conventions and the climate change frameworks as well. I think that just to begin more than ever, we clearly need innovative thinking. We clearly need legal innovations to address the huge challenges that we are facing, not only in the climate change area, but also in the biodiversity conservation, sustainable use, and the fair and equitable sharing of benefits arising from the utilization of genetic resources. I think there is clearly a great challenge for policymakers, for lawyers, for decision makers to advance the agenda at the international level and to promote, of course, synergistical implementation of the different regimes in biodiversity, climate change, and other related areas. The Global Biodiversity Framework, adopted a few years ago, I think it's the main vehicle for us working on biodiversity to look for solutions and also to look for innovative thinking, innovative legal regulations, legal frameworks to address and to provide the platform to comply with the targets, the components, and other elements included in the GBF. So we need robust laws, institutions, and policies in order to, to put in practice what is now agreed at the international level in the case of the biodiversity area for the Global Biodiversity Framework. Now we have seen that countries are struggling precisely with the development of new national biodiversity strategies and action plans, addressing these new targets, these new components, these new elements of the agreed Global Biodiversity Framework. Some countries like Costa Rica, we are still in the process of trying to put together a new biodiversity strategy and action plan to reflect our priorities, but also in line, of course, with the international agreements, with the international agreed objectives. At the same time, we are seeing emerging issues of very important for sustainable development with a strong legal component, such as finance for biodiversity conservation, including some new mechanisms agreed at the GBF and agreed after the GBF at the Cali meeting regarding the DSI, like the Cali Fund. We're also looking at challenges about how we can regulate access and benefit sharing from digital sequence information in a way that it is promoting conservation, sustainable use, and also supporting indigenous peoples and local communities. Also, we are looking at indigenous peoples and local communities' legal regimes with an emerging jurisprudence from different human rights courts or international courts around the world, and especially in Latin America, only in America, because of the jurisprudence of the International Human Rights Court. Also, new conservation modalities and tools like the omics in Spanish, that we are seeing that this is an emerging tool allowing people and allowing human activities to be promoted, in line with biodiversity conservation goals. And many others like the illegal traffic, wildlife traffic, or the invasive alien species. So there are many emerging issues, or at least more pressing and more urgent issues that really needs to be addressed by the legal institutional and policy framework. And finally, there are synergies. I think this concept of synergies, it's very, very important right now, especially because the recent adoption of the BBNJ agreement on, the Altamar, the high CS agreement, the WHO pandemic agreement, which was adopted and is pending for the opening for the signatures for the development of an access and benefit sharing regime, which also shows the importance of ABS in the context of international and national law. Of course, the future or potential plastic treaty, many regional treaties on trade and on environmental conservation also are going on. So there is this really need to address how we can provide synergies in order to really develop impact on the field. Advisory opinions in different areas, of course, are very relevant because are shaping the way the tribunals in many countries are understanding biodiversity law and are understanding climate change law. This is quite important. And finally, for the future COP in Armenia, late this year, the COP17 of the CBD. This is a very comprehensive COP with a very ambitious agenda, and I think it's a very good opportunity for us also to try to contribute to really promote what is really needed at this stage of in the world and in a national and international level, which is effective implementation of agreed commitments through national laws, policies, and institutions that are robust and that can deliver the promise for the people and for nature. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much as well, Professor Jorge. Deeply appreciated, especially since I understand it is probably 6 or 7 in the morning your time, as usual in Central America, that you're joining us. We also especially appreciate the setting of the context for where next we are going in not just the Biodiversity Convention and its protocols, but also some of the other areas that are advancing where international law does directly affect biodiversity and ecosystems